Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be installing Windows Vista Ultimate on this Dell Latitude D630, and we're going to be doing the setup process for that. This computer originally came with Windows Vista Business and it was upgraded to 10, but I will be attempting to downgrade it back to Vista. I don't have a Vista Business copy, but I will be doing Vista Ultimate, which is better than Business, but this will be loading up the setup files. And yeah, so has an Intel Centrino processor, and I have not taken a look at the specs of the RAM yet, but with this particular model you have two locations for two different RAM slots. You have one behind the keyboard and you have one underneath the computer, so it's kind of a unique thing. But this is a business laptop created in 2007, and they had Windows 10 Pro on it. And you're probably asking me why I would be wanting to downgrade back to Vista Ultimate. Well, I was originally thinking of putting Windows 2000 on here, but I figured, well, this computer was a lot newer than 2000 and was made for Windows Vista. So I figured I'd put back what was on it originally, see how well this computer runs with it, and from there probably downgrade one of my other computers to Windows 2000, as I am really trying to find or create a computer with Windows 2000, mainly to have every version of Windows from 2000 to 11. But here it will guide us through the setup process as it is loading. And honestly, I really think it's a sad thing, because Vista was such a great operating system and there was a lot to love about it. It was so advanced and ahead of its time. I mean, you get that beautiful arrow themed glass with the beautiful colors and the auroras in the background. You had this feature where you can go through different windows that you had open and scroll through them, and you had the wonderful gadgets with the wonderful sidebar. And honestly, like, Windows Vista was definitely ahead of its time. Here's the different things, like the different versions of Windows Vista and what's included in them. The only difference with Ultimate is that you get the BitLocker drive encryption option, so you'll get that, and you basically get all these other features above. Most standard one is Home Premium, which still included the arrow theme, but Home Basic was really limited, but these gorgeous icons too. So yeah, this is an upgrade copy, however, but I've been able to make that work with this computer. I just have to basically reinstall everything, unfortunately, but there we go. We got the setup process going. And it's all standard for every version of Windows Vista, the startup displays and screens. But yeah, while this is going, I'll have to find a product key to enter. I'll try with the ones that I have. If not, I'll try and find one. It looks like it went through with the product key that I had, so go through next. We can do a custom install, as we won't be able to upgrade. And so we have two different partitions. We have a system reserved partition, and there is another partition, both primaries. So we'd want to do the 92 gigabyte one, as that is the main one. However, to use the product key I entered, I must be using a genuine version of Windows, which, however, when I went into this, Windows needed to be activated, so I might have to activate Windows 10 in order to install this. We'll just try formatting it, because it's going to format the drive anyway, so we'll try formatting it, and then we'll be trying to see if we can reinstall it this way. So if you choose not to enter a product key right now, you can choose the different versions of Windows that you want to install. Obviously, you must select the version that you have, or have a product key ready for any of these, which they're pretty easy to find these days. So yeah, just select the version of Windows you want. Click I have selected the version of Windows that I have purchased. Go to next, accept the terms and agreements, custom install. Let's see if it will let me. Yes, now we should be able to move forward. Copying files, and yeah, we'll come back to this when it's done. Okay, so while we're waiting for the installation to go on the other computer, this was a project that I did last year, where I basically restored this Dell Inspiron 1525 home PC to its former glory. This computer originally had a green lid, and the cool thing about these computers is that at the time of purchase, you could select the version of computer you wanted. You could order them with different colors, and you had like a whole different color selection, like green, red, pink, purple, this color, like a matte black finish, and yeah, so you had all different colors for this computer. This originally shipped with Windows Vista Home Premium on it, and when I bought this one, it had Windows 7. I put Windows Vista Ultimate on it, and it runs great. Starts up pretty decent, and does have the Intel Core Duo 2 inside. I think it's like maybe 180 gigahertz refresh rate. It's average rated for roughly like 3.5 for the Windows rating, but as you can see, this is what you would get back in 2007. So this computer did come out 2007, while this one did as well, but of course this one's geared more to business. But here we go. We got Windows Vista Ultimate on here, and we have the dream scene. So this is taking a look at Windows Vista Ultimate here. Basically, you can have all the Ultimate features. Once you download the updates and everything, you get all the Ultimate features that were not included in other versions of Windows. For example, you get a few extra games, like pre-installed games. Well, this is still loading, but the dream scene will have basically a whole video background. It's a live picture background that should start moving any minute, but it's still loading. Computer's still turning on. It's still loading the sidebar. But yeah, one thing I kind of miss from Windows Vista was the sidebar, and there you go. As you can see, we have the live background. Really cool, and unique for this time of the era, 2007. But it's still loading, it's still turning on, but I have a feeling that this laptop here will run Vista Ultimate a lot better. There you go. Oh, it's 2 gigahertz refresh rate. So yeah, we got 3 gigs of RAM. So not bad for being a home PC. Definitely one of the good computers at the time, featured with the webcam and everything. But there you go. There's a live background. You get a few options for these after doing some of the updates. And yeah, I mean, it was really cool. take a look here at some of the games here that are extra. And you also get two different sound schemes for Windows Vista Ultimate. You get two extra sound schemes, but one game that's extra is Microsoft Tinker and Hold'em. So those would be the two extra games that you would get. One's a card game, one's a block game, well, a game of skill, really, where you're having to guide a robot through these little courses. And let's see, let's go to properties here, take a look at the specs. So this is running Windows Vista Ultimate Service Pack 2, and it has a 3.4 rating, and there's the specs of the 32-bit operating system. So I'm going to be installing a 64-bit on the business laptop on the Latitude, but it runs decent considering with Supermium browsing, and you could basically still use this laptop for modern day tasks, even running on such an old version of Windows. But yeah, just a quick look at what I've done to this computer. Unfortunately, I did not get to install Dell Media Direct, which was basically it's kind of like a version, it's like a operating system of its own with a second partition, which was geared to have, it's supposed to like take over Windows Media Center, being able to scroll through photos, a quick and easy way to scroll through photos and videos rather than having to go inside the Windows Vista operating system. So it was a nice feature to have with this button here. Unfortunately, I did not install it, as it's a whole process in having to create another partition on the drive and then installing it before you install the version of Windows. So after already installing two different versions of Windows on here just to get it to this point, definitely wouldn't be worth it in my time right now to do it. But just a quick look at this computer and what I've done to it. Again, it was a mess when I got it. Fixed it up. The only thing it needs is really a new battery, unfortunately. And to buy a battery, a decent working one, it's gonna be a lot, but really decent computer for back then. I do like the options of being able to just touch for the volume buttons or music player buttons, so get all the nice features of that. But just a quick little look at what I've worked on in the past and what I will be trying to accomplish with this computer. Okay, looking back here, it's installed the features and installing updates, and this should be finished shortly. Okay, so now it's asking us to restart. We will restart it. That was pretty fast considering it, well, it was an empty drive, so Windows Vista. There we go. And now we'll just guide us through the rest of the setup process. And it's just going to continue to do the disk checking. Just found no problems. And then you'll get the famous, please wait a moment while Windows prepares to start for the first time. So that could take a good while. Okay. We are ready. Okay, completing installation. Shouldn't take much longer. Okay. Should guide us through the rest of the setup process now. Main thing is having to find the drivers and installing the updates. The updates are probably going to take the longest to install, as there's going to be a lot of them. Installing the updates for this computer took probably roughly a day to complete. So I'm thinking this will be no different. There we go. So we can just put Dell, and we will just skip on to the next Dell PC. Perfect. We'll of course get the Aurora themed, and we will go next. Use recommended settings. We will adjust our time to mountain time, and yeah. Thank you. Start. There we go. And now it will guide us through the rest of the process. Okay, getting it done just got more fun. Yep, looking at all these things, all the different new things about Windows Vista. You guys can read through all that. Like I said, it was definitely ahead of its time, and it was definitely a bad reputation operating system for sure. And what's sad is that this technology is already so old. It's hard to believe that Windows Vista is already going to be 20 years old. That is very hard to believe. But yeah, you guys can see through all these classic icons, classic backgrounds, everything. Okay, so we have legacy update. We're connected to internet, and unfortunately I don't have the driver's discs for this computer, but thankfully Dell still offers all the drivers online. So what I'm going to do is start legacy update, and hopefully this will install a lot more on there, but it will activate Windows as well, and it is downloading. And it's about all I could do at the moment, just so I can get a working browser so I can go download the drivers. So that's the plan, and this computer should be up with the Arrow theme soon. Yeah, if you guys have been wanting to upgrade your old PCs, like update them to get the updates like they used to, somebody has created this website called legacyupdate.net, which basically allows you to update your old PCs running Windows 2000, XP, Vista 7, 8, 8.1, 10, and 11. And Windows Server releases, you can see all the different ones that you will be able to work. If you're also running Windows 95, 98, ME, or NT 4.0, you check out their sister project instead. But what's cool is, yeah, it allows you to update your PC as you would have back in the day, like normal. It uses the Internet Explorer, so this website will actually work perfectly fine with Internet Explorer as it was intended to originally. And here you'll be able to update your PC, guide you through steps, and consider making donations to help this project improve even more. But it's really cool, as you can see. And for each version of Windows that you have versus XP or Vista, you'll get the nice color-coded sidebar there. But as you can see, Legacy Update is supported by ads, but are disabled because I'm using Internet Explorer. Consider leaving a tip. And this is also sponsored by GitHub. So, but yeah, it's basically to help pay for the server costs. But really cool, really unique, really nice to see that this person has made it possible to update your PC like you used to. So check out Legacy Update. Definitely a nice way to update your vintage Windows operating systems. Ah, yes, you're going to love that boot up chime. We are running Windows Vista Business. So yeah, we reinstalled Windows Vista Business, which originally came with this Dell Latitude D630. And yeah, so we have pretty much restored it to its former original glory. We got all the updates installed, Windows is activated, and so you guys can see the specs. Windows Vista Business Service Pack 2, and we have Intel Core 2 Duo CPU, G7500, 220 gigahertz, and 3 gigabytes of RAM. So I believe this can take up to 4, and 64-bit operating system. So yeah, there we go. And honestly, it runs surprisingly well for its age. I mean, I could load up YouTube. I could load up multiple web pages at once and have YouTube still run smoothly. I could load up regular, normal websites. But yeah, taking just a quick look here at the keyboard, everything is cleaned and restored. So yeah, this was a business laptop from 2007, and it was surprisingly pretty good back in the day. I mean, of course you get your disk tray slot here for your CD-ROM, 2 USB ports on the side, and of course you get even more ports, more USB ports on the back, as well as your VGA hookups, and of course Ethernet ports and a charging port. So yeah, you definitely get a decent amount of ports back in the day. But as you can see, definitely a laptop that still appears as a pretty nice looking laptop, appealing for this new era. And I would say it still holds up surprisingly well in 2025. So yeah, let's load up some web pages on here, just so we can take a look and see how well it runs. Just hooked up a mouse here because I can't stand using touchpads. They're just not the greatest. And the nice thing too is it to come with a little nub for the cursor, so that's nice to have the keyboard nub. Sometimes they're usually missing. But honestly, for a $25 computer, to where it's fully restored, pretty good deal, I must say. Okay, and just like that, we have Supermium open 2 tabs. So this one opened quicker. There. So yeah, we'll load up like YouTube, and we'll load up loading YouTube. There we go. The one disappointment I find out with this computer is that it does have a slightly dim display. It's not as bright as I was expecting it to be, but again, I know the older screens on these Dells don't really have the best brightness to them, so I've seen that on multiple Dells. But let's just look up the, well, let's see, there's, never mind, thought there was a general commercial. Loading up Elbinster 69, here we go. There's the channel. And let's see here, I don't want to get interrupted with my own videos, but yeah, as you can see, it loads up all the content pretty quickly. If we go to videos in general, I mean, you can see it loads up pretty quick, just loading up the thumbnails, everything. And let's just play the one video that really hasn't got much views. This is an hour-long video. Loads pretty decent. We can adjust the quality here. It's set at 480. We could do 1080. See how it does in 1080. And there we go. Let's see, do full screen. It's loading. It's a little laggy, but the quality's really good. And it could, if you, might depend on internet connection as well, so it could improve, but. And the picture ain't bad, considering. Especially running all this from the internet. Let's do 720, see how that does. And this is a modern browser that works on Windows Vista. 720 is a little bit better. It's at least more smoother to where you could actually watch this. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool and nice to see that, yes, you can indeed run modern browsers, modern websites on Windows Vista, which still makes this computer more usable in 2025. So that's one nice thing about it. So really, this does work pretty well, considering. Even if you wanted to load up a song, you gotta love Soulja Boy. But even the ads load, everything loads. Let's just try doing, like, go to Target. We'll load up the Target website. And it works surprisingly well. I mean, look how easy and fast that was. You know, mind you, we're running YouTube in the background. And unblock. Because we have firewall that's wanting to block some features, which we want to allow. There we go. But I mean, look how everything's already loaded. I mean, yeah, a few things are still loading, but they will load. And it's not bad, the wait time on these. You know, like, let's say I want to go search for, we'll do coffee. Loads the search results pretty quickly, considering. I mean, may not be up to today's standards, but it's not bad. It's usable. It's not like unbearable. In some cases, like, look, it's pulling up all these, and the page isn't broken. It's not broken like you would see in Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, any of those other browsers. The pages are working just like they would on a normal browser. I want this one here. We'll click on this one. Let's see what it loads. Yeah, loads just fine. I mean, loads just fine, and I can. So that tells me that all the other websites will work as well. So it's nice to see. And then we have, of course, an ad going here. You can see, I don't want to get copyright claims, so that's why I have it on mute, but even watching this video here, you could see how well the video works. There isn't really any lagging, there really isn't any issues. It's all running smoothly. So yeah, that's kind of surprising again for being such an old operating system, but it's still alive and well. So can you really use Windows Vista in 2025? Yes, you can. And I would definitely make sure you get some sort of older antivirus software for these computers, maybe like by Trend Micro or something, or Norton. Something that's old but still, you're still able to install. It still prevents from viruses and stuff. Other than that, yes, I would definitely say it's still usable. And we all gotta love this feature here. We all gotta love this good old feature here of the windows and being able to scroll through them. That was one of the main features that Vista had that everybody loved. So yeah, that's a quick look at, Windows Vista. We can take a look at the Welcome Center that would normally come up, and as you can see, we have mobile Intel R 965 Express chipset family. We can see more of the details here, but I need to re-rate the system because it's showing up as 1.0 even though it has been upgraded, so I still got to do that. But other than that, yeah, everything works smoothly. The only problem with Windows Vista Business is that you didn't get the media center, the Windows Media Player, or a few other things like the video games on here, like the standard default Solitaire, Purple Place, Inkball. You didn't get any of those with Business. I'm sure they're able to download somewhere, but yeah, just not for this PC, just for Windows Vista Business, as it was geared, hence the name Business. But yeah, that's a quick look at the Dell D630 running Windows Vista Business, and runs really well. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, guys. That's the transformation from Windows 10 to Windows Vista Business. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And stay tuned for more content. And take care. Bye.